Do you want to learn 3 easy hacks to take your BetterPress to the next level? Stay tuned to see what they are. Hi crafty people, this is Ellen with EGI Designs and thank you for stopping by today. Today I have a kind of tips and tricks, hacks kind of video for you, and I'm going to be going over 3 of my favorite BetterPress hacks that will make this so much easier for you. These are just kind of things that I've thought up as I've been going along that have really kind of made things much easier to use it. If you don't know what a BetterPress is, it's a machine that is made by Spellbinders, and what you get to use it for is for doing letterpress techniques. So it'll impress into the paper, and you can either put ink on it or not. If you don't put ink on it, it will just make a impression into the paper. If you use ink, it will leave the ink behind and an impression on the paper. So it is a really awesome, pretty much foolproof product. So you have the lid, and I can never remember all the fancy names for it. It's like the chase and the platen and all this stuff, but we'll just go simple. So we have the lid and the platform. The platform is magnetized to hold on the plates, which helps us out in our 3rd hack. So stay tuned for that. But you can use the BetterPress in any of the Spellbinders machines. You can also use it in the Sizzix machines, and I think there might be a few other ones as well. I think the Jana K Intricate and a couple of the other ones, but you can check on the Spellbinders website for the compatibility with that. So basically what you do is you put the plate here, you put a paper here, you put this on. This is on springs, and then you run it through your die cut machine, and it'll squish it and leave the impression behind. So let's get started. We will get started with hack number 1. And when this first came out, basically what they had you do is, here, I'll just grab this one. This is a new one from Hero Arts. It's called Floral Border, and which is actually really gorgeous. So they have it marked out here too, the A2 and A7. So for this one, I'm going to place this within the A2 with hopefully equal borders around. Okay. So, and then what you would do is you would take your piece of paper, and there are also markings on here that match the A2 and the A7. So you would put your paper on, so it would line up. And then, I'm trying to make it, okay. And then everybody would be using, I don't have any right now, but the yellow tape that comes with it, the Best Craft tape, I think it's called. And like putting little pieces on the top to hold this on. And that was always just really annoying to me. Like to have all these little tiny pieces of tape, and you have to, put them in the corners so it doesn't get in the way. And also the big problem too is that if you have a plate like this one, which is edge to edge, you're going to end up pressing onto where the tape is. And I didn't like that at all. So I said there must be a better way, because this is like annoying to me. I don't know. So what I came up with in the first hack is, dun, 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 using temporary adhesive. And I have one side that is the sticky side, and I have the other side that's smooth. So you want to make sure you only do this onto one side because you don't want to get the stick into the rollers in the machine. So basically what I do is I just put a little tape, boop, and then line it up on here. It's sticking. There is no little pieces of tape to worry about. And we are good to go. Okay. So, and we can go through and I can show you about this. I'm just going to use the VersaFine Clair Hawthorn Rose for this one. And you can use any ink, you can use any paper. The archival ink and the BetterPress ink are permanent and they dry very quickly. So they are very good to use on this. But you are able to use whatever you want on there. The BetterPress paper, the cotton paper, will also give you a very good impression because that's what it's made for. I'm just cleaning up a little bit of the extra ink so I don't get that all over my project. Alright. Alright, so I will show you what to do. So you flip this so that the paper is next to the ink, and this won't do anything right now because it won't squish it down. So you just grab your die cut machine, and I do actually usually use my Sizzix switch, which is off to the side, but I wanted to be able to show you how to work it. So we're using the Platinum Spellbinders Platinum 6 today. Alright, so let me just take it out. And here are the beautiful results that you get. So, and if you were here, you would be able to feel the paper, and you can feel that this is impressed into the paper. So you get a really cool effect. And then because this is the temporary adhesive, you just peel this up and you're good to go. You actually do not need to put adhesive on every time. This is kind of sticky in its own way from all of the times that I've done it with the tape. So you can just, if it isn't sticking, just put a little tape on there, but otherwise you can just keep reusing it and reusing it. This isn't actually, I'll give you a bonus a bonus tip hack. If you have magnets, I have magnets for my magnet board. These are from Glassboard Studios. There's the Pawn and the MegaPawn. But you can just use these to lift this up. And makes it a lot easier to do that instead of trying to get your fingernails underneath and break them and all that stuff. So, and depending on what ink you use, you can just clean this right up. If you use the archival or the BetterPress, you'd want to use archival cleaner. If you use just dye ink or pigment ink, you can use water or stamp cleaner. Okay, so we have one tip, which is using the temporary adhesive. You got a bonus already, which is using a magnet to pick up the plates. The third one is along the same lines, but I'm going to show you something cool. So, alright, I'll pull this back out. This is the Ultimate Baroque Elegance plate. And this one is edge to edge. And I'm wondering where my cloth is. I just want to dry this off. Alright. So this is about, it's an A2 size plate, so it'll fit in the A2 rectangle here. Okay. Another amazing thing about using the temporary adhesive is that you can use the plates on pieces that are not edge to edge, and you can place them where you want them on here. And so I'll show you how to do that. So if you were trying to make this work, you could put it on here, try to tape the edge. It would obviously, you would end up getting ink all over the tape, and it could be a big mess. But what I'm gonna do, so I cut this oval. This is just from Pink Fresh, double stitched elongated ovals. And I really like the stitching on here. So you want to put the side you want to stamp onto, so like the pretty side, and put it wherever you want it on here. If it was small enough, you could go this way. So I think I'm gonna come over here. Okay. So now, if this was normal, you wouldn't be able to make this work, because you'd have to kind of guess, okay, well, it's opposite of this, so I need to tape it on this side, and like it's, because it's all the opposite. But with the tape, you are, I'll put a little, because I don't have any on the edge there. It makes it so much easier. So what I do, put my paper where I want, put this on the top, and then here's your hack number 2. Picking up the paper, right? Look. It's in exactly the right place that you want it to be. So there's your hack number 2. So one thing to keep in mind, keep it going the way that you had it. Like, don't flip it over when you set it down. Just make sure it's going the same direction. Let's see. This one, we can use the Fantasia. This is an amazing color. And I'm gonna keep mostly to this side, since I know that's where my oval is. And then you can always put it on and see, oop, I didn't go over far enough. Okay, I think we're good now. And the cool thing is that you can always do it again too. I have my plates all taped into the machine so that they don't shift, and that helps. So if you need to go through again, then you'll get it printed in exactly the same spot. Okay, so ta-da! Like, look at this. So gorgeous. And now you have a decorated die cut. So I'm gonna get this cleaned up, and then I will show you my midnight musing and hoping and wishing that actually works, and this blows my mind, this hack, and I think you're gonna love it. Alright, so this is how our panel turned out. Look at how gorgeous is that, edge to edge. Just looks so beautiful. You can pop this right on the front of a card and have something amazing. Alright, on to my most this hack I am really proud of, actually. A few months ago I was creating a card for Spellbinders, and it was the BetterPress. It was like the Flowers Through the Seasons calendar one, and I had these morning glories, and I wanted to be able to put them all over the paper instead of just in one corner in the middle. And if you've tried to line up anything on the BetterPress, you know that it's kind of like, I don't know, it hurts my brain to think in opposites of where they need to be. So like, let's pretend this isn't the one that I was using, but like, if I wanted this to be over here, so then I would have to make sure, like, okay, I printed it here, and now I want it here, and then okay, I need to put it in just the right spot, and it's opposite, and like, I don't know, just, it really hurt my brains to do that. So I was up thinking up one night, and I just was having my midnight crafty musings, and all of a sudden it dawned on me how I could make this work and work easily. I've seen a lot of tricks that people are using lately to try to line up things. They've been using magnets, they've been taking a picture and then flipping it on their phone so they can see, am I in the right spot? But I think this way is hands down easiest, and I'm excited to share it with you. And I will actually link over to the video that I was talking about with the morning glories, in case you want to check that out too. That's where the birth of the technique started. So we're going to go back to the one that we pressed before, and I have this love sentiment, and that's from the Hero Arts Love and Thinking of You plates, and I want to add that to this. And so normally what you would do, here, I'll do my, set this down, put this on, push it down. Okay, so now I have my paper stuck. No tape involved. Okay, so now if you were going to try to put this on here, you'd be like, okay, I'm going to put it here and hope maybe it's in the right spot. Okay, right, you see where I'm going with this. So my idea is put your paper on the lid, whatever the fancy name is for the lid. Okay, then take whatever it is that you want to place in a specific spot. So in this case, I want the love to go inside. And I'm trying to figure out, I think I want it to go this way. It lines up a little better with the flowers. I think it's kind of upside down, but I'm not sure. But you'll get the point. Okay. So you have it placed exactly where you want this to happen. Okay. Are you ready? Are you ready? Here is our hack number 3. The upside down technique. So we have it where we want. Okay. First thing you need to do, tape your plates in. You don't want them to fall out. Okay? Then you carefully click in on that end. Click in on this end. Okay? Then you squish. Okay? Then turn it over. Can you guess what happens? Something pretty awesome. Look at that. It's in exactly the place that you want it to be. I mean, I love this technique. Whatever sleepy ghost spirit, whatever brought this to me, I really appreciate that. So I'm just going to ink this up. And this is the VersaFine Clair in the Morning Mist. Okay, I'll give that a shot. And make sure when you have taken this off that you put it on in the same orientation, that you hadn't flipped it around and anything. So you put that back on. Just like regular. Run it through. Be excited. Look. Look, look, look. It's where I wanted it. And that's exciting. And I didn't have to hurt my brain trying to do opposites. So you could use this with anything that you're trying to place. Like if you're trying to figure out, like you want this flower to be here and 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 here. You can do that now because you know exactly where it needs to go. So I hope that you'll give my upside down hack trick a try, because it has certainly opened up a world of possibilities and different ways to be able to use your BetterPress machine. All right, I'm gonna clean this up and then I will give you, get ready, a bonus. So that's very exciting. Be right back. Okay, here is your bonus hack. This one is in relation to BetterPress that are the ones with the registration marks and the registration template. So in this case, you have this and you want to make it look like this. So they give you, let me grab a piece of paper so you can see, this like little template thing, and it's made out of acetate and it's printed. And so what you do is you tape this into here and then you line up, might be hard to see, but you line up here, run it through, and then you line it up here, run it through, and then you line it up here, run it through, so that you have the whole page full. Oop, that's very sticky. But what I found, and especially, here's another one. This was the first one I had. So this is the registration press plates, and you can do different colors for the flowers. And here's what this template looks like. So you put it down, you do the background one, then you do these, and you match it up here, and the different flowers, and then the title. So everything lines up. But what I was finding is that because this is so slick, it's very easy for the probably not this one as much because it's such a big plate, but like on the other one, with the little flowers and everything, it was making it so when you'd go to ink it or clean ink around or pick it up, it would shift, because this is really slippery. Also, I found is that if you, like, say you're inking this up, and you get ink over here, right? Since this is a non-porous surface, because it's acetate, the ink is just going to sit on top of there. So you either leave it, which then you run the risk of it transferring to your project, or if you wipe it, then because this is slippery, the plates have a chance to move. So I was having really a hard time with it, you know, especially like if you just have this little teeny one. Like, let's pretend we have this on, right? And you get ink on here and you're trying to go around it to get the ink off around that, and then you've just moved this, and then you have to try to place it again, and then you have ink all over yourself. So it was just kind of like, oh my gosh, there must be a better way for this. So my better way for this is to make a copy on paper. And I just, like, when I go and copy it, I make a few copies so that I have them on hand, and I just keep them in the packaging with it. Okay? But basically, you just tape this then on there. And because this is paper, it will absorb any extra ink, and it won't come back onto your, you know, onto the project. And it's a little bit easier to see, and because it's not slippery, you run less of a risk of getting off course. So that was my thought with that. I just noticed that I photocopied this on the reverse side because it was hard to read the lettering, but we can give it a shot and I'll show you what I mean. I just want to make sure I have enough room hanging off here. Okay. Alright, so you take your copied and tape it on. like to do it on all four sides so it's not kind of drooping up or drooping up. That's possible, but so that it's not curling up and potentially messing with your image. So let's see, we'll give this a go. So the pink squiggle line here lines up with this, and you just want to follow the pattern of that. So I'm going to line this up. Let me get rid of your sheets. So I'm going to line this up with the square here. Okay. And then again, we can just do our little clicky to pick it up. Okay. And so I'm going to give this a go. I just got this one. And I'm using the very Peri VersaFine Clair. Yeah, this was the BetterPress of the month at Spellbinders in February. And I don't belong to the club, so I've been waiting to get my hands on this one. I just thought it was so pretty. Okay. Let's see how we did. Oh my goodness. I love this one. Yay. I'm so excited I got it. So little things in life, right? Alright, so, and as you can see here, we got the ink on here, but because this isn't shiny, it went right into the paper and it didn't transfer over to the project. So, oh, I always forget the magnet. So use the magnet, pick it up, and then you shift up, and then this one has the bloops, and you follow the green line on here. Okay. And when you take it off the first time, make sure you set it to the side the same way you need it to be. So when you put it back on, it's in the right spot. See? So it gives you a really easy way to line these up. These registration BetterPress are super cool because you can do different colors. If you're doing the floral one, you could do whatever colors you want on there. So then we'll come down to the very bottom and we'll line these ruffly ones up again down here. Let's see how we did. And now our picture is complete. Right? Such an awesome idea with doing the registration plates. I love that. So gorgeous. Okay. And using the paper templates really helps, keeps things a little less messy, a little less slippery, and it's a lot easier to work with and clean up. Then you're not trying to clean acetate. You can just throw this piece of paper away. So, all right, there is our bonus tip for you. I think we are all set. So the first hack is using temporary adhesive instead of little teeny tiny pieces of tape to hold your paper on. The second one is using the lid to pick up the paper so you know the paper's in exactly the right spot. The third one is my midnight musings that worked, which is, I call it the upside down technique, where we line up and then go this way to get the plate in the right spot on this side and exactly where you would like it. And then our bonus hack is making copies of the registration papers to keep things a little bit neater and easier to work with. So I hope that you have found this helpful. Let me know in the comments, are you going to use any of these hacks, and what do you think, which one you want to try? Hopefully they are helpful to you and help you out with using your BetterPress. I will list everything I used today in the description box. I do have affiliate links. Come join me over on Facebook. I post cards, videos, and any crafty sales I come across. I'm on Pinterest now, and I have a brand new blog, so you can check me out over there at egidesigns.com. And if you are not already a subscriber, I would love to have you. If you could hit that button, and I would love to have you in my crafty community. I think that is it. Hopefully you found value in today's video. Until next time, like, subscribe, and all that jazz, and have an amazing day. Bye-bye.
Here are a couple more videos I thought you might like. Thanks so much for watching.